I've missed that. So The View was discussing Hunter Biden's alleged influence peddling that's being investigated by the GOP right now. And during that talk, co-host Ana Navarro insinuated that a certain someone had done the same sort of thing, saying, look, did Hunter Biden influence peddle on his last name? Yes, he did. So did half of Washington. People sitting at this table did it. This caused a shocked reaction from her co-host. Alyssa Farah Griffin then asked who at this table peddled their last name, to which Navarro responded, I'm not talking about currently. So you can do the math on that. I think we know who she's talking about, although she didn't name her, that could matter for the decision of the court. To which Meghan McCain responded, I don't understand why my former colleagues at The View bring me up and slander me on an almost weekly basis. It has been years, move on. I have never been accused of a crime in my life and am a patriotic American. I would never and have never influenced, peddled in my life, let alone with foreign adversaries. Not all politicians' children are the same, and I am no Hunter Biden. All accusations are absurd, defamatory, and slanderous. I will be consulting my lawyers regarding what was libeled against me on The View this morning. And then goes on to say, The View is an ABC news program. I do not take it lightly when any news program suggests I engage in criminal behavior, especially as a former employee of ABC News. So the lawsuit could be dropping any moment now. Brett, what do you think? Is she guilty? In this case, I guess that would be wrong to be mad. Or is she innocent and this case is merited?
She is a mistrial. I declare a mistrial because they're obviously talking about Abby Huntsman. Governor John Huntsman, former UN ambassador or Chinese ambassador John Huntsman. It's not just one famous politician's kid that graced the table of The View. And also influence peddling. I'm pretty sure Elizabeth Hasselbeck also did that, peddling influence off of her famous husband, Matt Hasselbeck, who won the Super Bowl, I think. So
I think, but will not Google.
I refuse to Google anything. But like, no, it's obvious. Like it's an opinion news show. They don't have you there for your award-winning journalism, Meghan McCain. They have you there to try to influence your fellow panelists and transitively America towards your conservative position on various news items. You were there because of your name. You never at any point said, no, I think it's just because my last name is McCain that I kept getting all these news jobs thrown at me, despite my demonstrable inability to effectively execute this job. You never said, I'm not qualified. You said, thank you. I don't blame you for that. I blame America, I guess, for always liking the offspring, and I guess the world for kind of always liking the offspring of people they kind of like.
100%, yes. Meghan McCain, I was gonna say Kelly, Meghan McCain is not guilty for using her father's name to get basically every media job that she's ever had. She is guilty of not acknowledging that that's why the jobs were proffered in the first place. Anybody who gets handed a job that pays well and is fun to do and isn't that much work should take it and shouldn't feel guilty about it. But you should be willing to step back and say, why did I get this position? Now, is that influence peddling? I don't know. I would also say that Ana Navarro is not saying that Meghan McCain was like approaching the UAE or anything. They mean in the same way that Hunter Biden, and I literally said this yesterday in the program, every one of his jobs he got because his last name was Biden. That is indisputably true. It's as true of her, and Ana Navarro was using the same sort of loose definition of influence peddling, specifically on their last name, as Hunter Biden was. So no, I think she is guilty in this case. Yeah, it's not slander, it's not libel or defamation or whatever. It was a vague insult, not even specifically attributed to you.
She is guilty of being nowhere near as entertaining as Hunter Biden's exploits.
That's true as well.
It happens all the time. And they don't always succeed as much as Meghan McCain has, to her credit. Like Luke Russert, people gave him a job. It didn't really last for very long. So she did a good job. She got quite a bit out of it. But like, I think this is just exactly like I cut a little too close to the quick right there. And she gets a little upset.
Yeah, and I will end with the way that I began. Again, I'm sort of defending her. I know that must seem weird because I believe I've insulted her multiple times here. Like, put yourself in the position, the difficult position of someone who's the child to a senator. Like, what is she supposed to do? If she's genuinely interested in the media, is she supposed to turn down the jobs? Like, every position she gets is at least arguably going to be as a result of her name. Even if she's super interested and is working super hard. I don't know that we have evidence of that in this particular case, but let's say, devil's advocate, that she was super committed. Like, you're in a difficult position at that point. So I do have a little bit of empathy there. I would just have 100 times as much empathy if you acknowledged that you got the positions because of your name.
Yeah, and then the ultimate hybrid of Abby Huntsman, or I guess Meghan McCain and Luke Russert, is actually Tucker Carlson, because his father was both a media figure, Dickie Carlson, and also the ambassador to the Seychelles, so a political figure as well.
Sure. Hold on, Kyla's saying John is defending her, so he isn't a hypocrite when the show becomes the damage report with Raina Iadarola. 100%. And by the way, a version of this I'm sure can be applied to virtually anyone. Some people have connections behind the scenes. It's not their name, but they have connections. I have, I'm a white male. Typically that's helped in America. I'm ridiculously attractive. That obviously provides benefits. You just have to acknowledge that stuff and then you're innocent once again. Brett, how did you get this position? You're funny.
How did I get my position here? I was in the same building. How did I get my position at ABC? Hard work, no name recognition. Thank you very much.
You go.
Watch the year. 2023, I don't know when.
Watch it, everyone. Watch it. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.